Hey, my name is Graeme Isaako Purcell. I'm 24, half Samoan, half Māori. I'm from Kogarah, that's where I was born, and I'm a freelance dancer, and upcoming is Lion King, understudy Simba. Memory lane, man. To be honest, it would have been my first cousins. They used to do singing, dancing, acting, but I think they used to, every Saturday they used to go and do ballet, tap, jazz at a local community centre back in Miller, Liverpool. And yeah, mum just took, we used to go and have lunch with them every now and then, and I guess I was snoopy-eyed and had a look, and they had like a hip-hop jazz funk class. So I was like, why don't you jump in and have a look? And obviously, no, it's not for boys. But I guess one thing led to another. Hey, I gave it a go, and that would have been about 10 years old. And then, yeah. And yeah. Oh, I didn't claim that I was a dancer at the time. I think it was just kind of undercover, you know. All the cousins, you know, didn't want to, you know, I played footy at school and that, you know, around here and there, but it wasn't a passion of mine. And I guess I just loved to move and persisted with that. So, you know, I didn't really tell them what I was doing, but just gave it a go and I liked it. Highlights of my career, of course, would be So You Think You Can Dance, 2008, Australia's first season. I think a blessing was to be in the first season, you know what I mean? So there was no, it was really raw. I guess the company was kind of learning what they were doing as well, so it was a really great experience. I started in Oliver when I was 12, the musical, so ever since I was 12, I've always wanted to persist that in a career. I guess in the last 3-4 years, being a backup dancer for Ricky Martin, Jessica Malboy, Sam Sparrow, Timmatic, you know, I'm in a good position, you know, I'm really grateful. But my highlight for now is Lion King. I had a strong connection to my cultural background. I never had access, however, to going in the cultural groups, you know, going into doing kapahaka or anything like that for the Māori side of me. I guess because a lot of my time, 2-3 days or afternoons were singing lessons, piano lessons, hip-hop lessons, so I guess that took more preference. You know, my family's highly into the Samoan side of it. Dad doesn't really care, he's the Māori, but the Samoan side we're very into the cultures, you know. Every Pacific Island festival, we're there, front row, getting some luau, you know, that's us. Pacific Islanders definitely can dance, I know that. They got the booty, they got the bump, they got the groove naturally. In terms of lyrical, contemporary, obviously I don't see much of those, I guess our people, I'm not sure if they're scared to give it a go or they're not cultured in that type of dance, maybe, especially for boys, it's not seen as a masculine thing to do. So I don't know how, I guess I'd love to introduce it to our culture. I'd love Polynesians to tear up the dance floor. Maybe it's just something you gotta have, but I don't see much of Pacific Islanders in that genre. They're all in the hip-hop scene, we know that. That's what they're good at, but I think they can. I think they have potential to do more in that category of dance. Absolutely. When recently I performed at the Pacific Awards for, I guess, the Liverpool, Macarthur, Campbelltown, Fairfield kind of district, and I used Macy Rika. She's a Māori singer. I used one of her tracks. I feel that track just burned inside of me. So my contemporary lyrical choreography was inspired by the whales and what it was talking about. It was sort of talking about the whales giving us warnings, and so my connection did come through dance, and I tried to use, you know, Māori Pacific Islander music so that it could tell the people that I was dancing to that, you know, that's even a greater step than just using Rihanna or Chris Brown, which is great. So October I start rehearsals for Lion King, the musical, Australian season, and then December we open up in Capitol Theatre here in Sydney, and so we're going to do an Australian tour to Brisbane and Melbourne. So that's, you know, a good year to 2 years of solid work, weekly income, you name it. So that's something for me to look forward to, and it's once again going to push me out of my comfort zone. I'm understudy Simba, so that means, you know, I can't just sit around and think that it's all good. I've got to get my eyes and nose into those books and study and become Simba. How do I connect to my culture? Example, last night I went and I supported my cousin. She did a performance at just a local Tongan, not that I'm Tongan, from Samoan, but at a local fundraiser. They were fundraising to build a boat so that the people of their land could get to the main island of Tonga, and I just think, you know, things like that inspire me, especially when it's our people doing that. So I always go to the festivals. I go for a mean feed, you know, laughing over koko until 2-3 a.m. like it's just me, and then you go to Macca's after, you know what I mean? So I'm always engaged in those kind of festivals where I can, to support not only my family but to support our people. Inspiring words for the youth are, it's every time I get asked that question, honestly I burn inside it. It's almost like I want to cry, because I feel how do I say it? I've got a very, very, very different route to what our people usually do. You know, I'm not big. I'm not on the footy field. You know, I'm totally different. I'm on the flip side. However, I have a connection with my God. I have a connection with my family. I have the same as what a footy player has on the field. So I guess what I'm saying is, the road that I travelled is one that is less travelled by people of our culture. But having said that, you can do it. You know, I make a living. I don't have to work. I don't have to have a 9-to-5 job. I work doing what I love, and that's music, that's singing, and that's dancing. And so it all starts from the home, of course. I'm a firm believer it's in the home, the support there, but it starts with burning and keeping that fire alive. I love singing and dancing when I was little, so I wanted to go to Ashcroft High School and do the performing arts course instead of going to Miller. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't know, you just got to build courage from somewhere. You know, we're very courageous people. It's in us, it's the mana, it's the pride, we've got that natural drive that I feel that other ethnicities don't have. So utilising that, but put your hand up to stand alone, you know, regardless of faith, regardless of colour, man, I've had it all. I've had the bullying, I went through all of that in my high school, you know, and it's made me stronger. My character is different, I know who I am, but I'm still learning that, you know, so words of advice, give it a go. If you don't like it, turn around. You know, you can always get on the plane, go back to the other state. Give it a go. When I had you, I treated you bad and wrong, my dear. And girl, since you're gone away, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging